Hey, so we're on week 2, right, of the Cafecito chats. I don't have cafe right now, but I had it earlier. Um, so today I just kind of wanted to talk about the fact that sometimes you have to stand up for yourself in a way that you didn't expect to, especially to people that you love. And you would think that those are safe spaces, and no, true transparency, that sometimes they are, but sometimes they aren't. And sometimes I think that the people that you love are so used to you being one facet of yourself that when you show up as another facet of yourself, it's a little daunting and a little, I want to say, scary and misplacing, because then they don't know how to kind of maneuver this new version of you. And I think that speaking your truth and being authentic and clear and transparency is important in the relationships that you're in and in the conversations that you have. And so for me, I had to do that this last week. I had to be very present. I had to be very transparent, and I had to be very honest. First with myself, and then with the people that I love. And then at work, and then in different spaces. And I realized the importance of my voice. I have the blessing to have a very strong spiritual group of people that I go to and that I spend a lot of time with. And, spirit is kind of funny like that, right? I wasn't going to go to that spiritual group because we had a bit of a party, and I posted a little bit about it on Saturday. I wasn't going to go because of various reasons: financial, work, life in general. But I am glad that I pushed through and I went anyways. And I came to a very deep understanding that everything is always connected, and even when you don't think you're connected, you definitely are. And God is always pulling strings. Spirit is always pulling strings in ways that we don't even realize. All that to say that one of the biggest realizations was, how can I show up for me? That if I was a child, right? Because those who know me know that I've tried to adopt, I've tried to get pregnant, and it just hasn't happened for me. But Spirit asked me, if you were to have a child, how would you nurture this child? And that same way you would nurture that child, nurture yourself. How would you speak to her? How would you ask her to show up for herself? And I would say with transparency. And they were like, so then do that. Be transparent. Show up for you. When you can do that, you'd be very surprised at how things align for you. And I chose to do that. I chose to show up. And part of that is I'm going to also offer, I've been saying for a while that I was going to do a group for mothers. I'm going to do a group for mothers, but I'm also going to do it at my local church. And I'm going to offer that for free, just out of support. And that's the way I can mother until further notice, right? Because God is always listening and God is always providing. And so I ask you to show up for yourself, and that if you have children, how would you want them to show up for themselves? And the same way you would want them, do that for yourself, because you deserve it. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you listened this far, thank you for showing up for you, and thank you for showing up for me.